I can use 2 programs. That's fine. I say as I completely donk up everything and forget to change things. It is not December 2nd. It is December 9th. Episode 165. And it is the viewer-suggested D&D Characters. Once again, welcome back, everybody, to the Rookzer0 Podcast. I don't know if I'm actually live right now. I might be. I hope it is. We'll do our plug and play real quick. There's new stuff up in the store if you want to check that out. I got new stickers set up so people can check that stuff out. That should be good. Let's post this in the chat so people in Discord know that we're hanging out. And then we'll start doodling away. It is the viewer suggestion today. If you'd like to come hang out with us in the Discord, you're more than welcome to. Or just hang out in the YouTube chat. That's totally fine. Bam. All right. It's strange to me how simple some things can be when you have the right tools. There's a Rookzer0 podcast. Is there a Rookzer0 podcast? Did I say podcast?
You did. You said welcome back to the Rookzer0 podcast.
It's the Drawcast. Can you make Technoblade? I probably could make a Technoblade. It is. What the hell's it called? Blade Runner, Back to the Future,
Cyberpunk,
Cyber Day, Cyber Monday. It is Cyberpunk Day, I think. So I think we're probably going to be doing a lot of weird robotic stuff, but we can definitely make a Technoblade. I think that would be pretty cool. I might do a Warforged Technoblade. That would be pretty sweet. Yeah. Let me clean my glasses here so I can actually see. And let me switch the video over so people can... So the lovely people... Oh, I got to turn off... Oops, there we go. Now people can't be heard from the Discord. Come hang out in the Discord. I'm all over the place. I took my glasses off to clean them, and then I went to the computer and I can't read anything. So that's great. Wildly trying to click buttons. Wrong Technoblade. Well, what's a real Technoblade then? Yeah. We need specifics. One sentence. D&D characters. No pets and or mounts. Unless you want me to draw just the mount. That's fine too. I got a piece of paper here so I can write down suggestions. Techno the Pig. All right, DD, I have no idea what you're talking about now. I'm completely lost. Is this a meme that I don't get or a TV show that I have not seen? Yeah. The closest thing I can think of is Invader Zim with oh no, I can't remember his name. What's the pig lord? The ham lord. Everything tastes like pig. Okay. Yeah, we were there for that. We also. Technoblade's a person? Like, so was that fan art? Ah, ooh, interesting. Other YouTube streamer fan art. That is something I haven't done before. That's interesting. I have done NSP, you're right. You know what? That's fair. They are on YouTube. Dan Avidan, you were my first YouTuber, fan art. Actually, that's not true. That might not be true. Do you count Nathan Fillion as a YouTuber because he was in a YouTube play? Okay, fair enough. Luke Holes, welcome. It's Captain Hammer. Yeah, Nathan Fillion is Captain Hammer. That was the joke. It's fine. Don't worry about it. If you don't know who it is, that's fine. Okay, I'm not going to do that because I don't know who that is and I don't want to like besmirch them. So if you have a D&D character, is Techno the Pig the same person, or is Techno the Pig something completely different? It's the same person? Okay. Gotcha. Well, I'm gonna draw rugby today because I got to warm up with rugby, and we'll figure this out. Go ahead, Sierra. What were you saying? Gotcha. At Techno the Pig. Okay. Yeah, we might do cyberpunk rugby today. Just give him like. Well, all of the rugbies I've ever drawn, I think, are all in the Discord and draw. So there is a log being captured. Yeah. I feel like every cyberpunk character has to be very aloof, just like whatever. The future sucks. Yeah, do be like that. Well stated. Well stated. That's good. That's a good place to be doing it. That sounds good. That sounds like a good place to start. Yeah. Okay, so Dee, I need a D&D character, not a YouTuber. And Luke, would you like a character drawn today? One sentence D&D characters. I do actually. I should make a banner with the rules. Not that there are many of them. It's just the no pets. One character, D&D Drawcast. Get it going. Sinister, you don't have to walk us through your thought process. You can just ask us for stuff. You can just say the thought that you have. Well, instead of saying you would say, just say it. What do you want? Just be... That's 7 people. Pick one. That's 7 people mixed as one as a character. Okay. I think we can deal with that. We can take that. That's a good one. We can go with that. Could you do a frozen or ice themed vampire paladin? Hell yeah, I can, Luke. So we're gonna do the 7 deadly sins as a character. I'm just gonna write 7 sins, and then we're gonna do frozen. No weapons today. Vampire. Since it's a vampire, I'd probably do like a rapier or something, but I don't know. Hey Rook, I'm back. Could you draw a ratfolk warlock of the Spider Queen, like a spider ratfolk hybrid? Spider rat spider, huh? Yeah. The original one? Yeah, I watched the original Teen Titans. That sounds about right, yeah. Well, I already answered your question. I would probably do a rapier, is what I would think, if they were nice. Yeah, you're talking over me, so it's okay. Well, it's not okay, but but please don't talk over me. You'll be able to hear my answers. Anyways, okay. So how am I going to make the 7 deadly sins into one person? I kind of just want to draw Brad Pitt and be like, meh, box, and then be done with it. But, no, I have an idea here for this, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a big lump of goo, and then I'm going to put... Yep, that's what I'm going to do. Yep, that's it. You got it. Got it in one. That's what I am going to do. Was it? No, I'm pretty sure. Who was in the movie 7? Well, no, Kevin Spacey's the murderer, and then Brad Pitt is the one whose girlfriend's head is in a box. Okay. I spoiled a movie. I'm sorry. It came out like 25 years ago, so don't at me. For everybody who never had the guts to look up what is in the box, it's a head. Spoiler alert. Yeah, that wasn't even close. Not that kind of movie. But good attempt. Yep, you already gave me one. You only get one. Everybody gets one today. Welcome back, Block Prime, by the way. It has been a while. I've been streaming a lot more on Twitch because it handles the live streams better. And as such, you're talking over me a lot today. Yes, yeah, YouTube was having a problem, and that's why I moved to Twitch. That was the whole story. So YouTube is doing a little better. I hope. I mean, people are in the chat today, which is good, which means that something is working. But it does look like it broke again, so that's neat. But I wanted to come by, and we'll do a couple sketches here, and then we will go ahead and switch back over to Twitch. So Wednesday mornings, I'll do a few sketches on YouTube, and then we'll go back. All right, so let's get these 7 deadly sins. This is going to be lust. He's really happy. This is going to be rage. He's just super grump. Not so grump. Anyways, just have Dan and Aaron on here. What are the other ones? What am I missing here? Gluttony, envy. What would envy look like? What would envy look like? Just green. It's just the green circle. Whoop. My friend made a 7 Deadly Sin fan art piece, Sins art final piece for their Art GCSE. I'm gonna post it on Discover. Post it on Discover. Post it on Discover. What is Discover? Do I know what that is? I don't know if I know what that is. Do you mean Discord? Are you gonna post it on the Discord? Because I would like to see it. I am in the voice channel chat today if people want to see it or want to hang out and chit chat. Inferno, welcome by the way. Okay, what am I missing here? So we got envy. Oh, greed. I need greed. Gluttony's just going to be a chunky boy. Wrath and rage, I think, are kind of interchangeable. So that's more wrath, which is anger. Pride, that's the other one I need. Pride's gonna be down here, just being like, I'm make a great butt. This is a weird, quick sketch to warm up with, but one person, not 7. There's actually a lot you could do with this. This should be kind of an interesting character build if you used it as a singular character, and then your different kind of stances would be different things. I made a rage monster though, or a sin monster, I suppose. I think that's actually, there's a Pathfinder companion out there that uses Rise of the Rune Lords. All the Rune Lords have a different sin element to them, I think. And they have sin spawn, which is cool, because they're creepy monsters that have weird nipple rings, and I'm not sure why they added that, but they did. Yeah, they have tridents, and they're like weird, and they have unhinged jaws and nipple chains. It's on all of the artwork. And like that's the only thing they have. They're just like creepy weird things and also nipple chains. So, sin spawn. Cool. Thank you, Paizo. Yeah. We'll give it a whip and some fuzzy handcuffs. Wait, we're giving it what? What did I say? I already have the fan art. Can we just ship it? Yeah, let's just ship it. It's fine. Can you do a werewolf halfway through their transformation? Sure. Yeah, we can do that. That's a good one. Shifter. Shifter shifting. We can do that, Dee. Yeah, Dee asked me to do Technoblade, and I declined. So, thank you, Corvus, for enforcing the rules, but I will do that one for Dee. That's no problem. Okay, so where we are, we're at a frozen vampire. Let's get this going here. I do like me some ice stuff. Sorry, go ahead, Sarah. Yeah, I think that could be an interesting, almost an interesting class, or like a subclass. Beyond just like physically changing, but having like a fighter that has 7 different fighting styles, or a wizard that had 7 different. Yeah, you could do it with elements, or you could do it with just different, like the. Sorry, let me think about this. The alchemist can shift their philosopher stone into different transmuter stone. There we go, into different like states to do different abilities. So you could do something with that to where like in one state you do more damage, but you take damage or something, or in another state you are really defensive but can't cast offensive magics. And so you just have to you have to physically shift. I think would be really cool. Yeah. Who knows? Maybe you heal really good, but can't move. Lose speed. Yeah, that's a good idea. But you have to keep drinking potions every round. So good. Actually, I kind of like that. Okay, so we're going to go... Frost vampires sound cool. I really like ice-based things, and I hate vampires. So, so this is going to be a. I actually don't hate vampires. I enjoy not liking them. I've always been a werewolf kid, you know. Got to get that lycanthropy, and then. In the early aughts, everyone had to pick a side, and I'm like, oh, werewolves, done. And that was it. And they were like, oh, but vampires are so sexy. I'm like, werewolves, done. Like, that's it. I chose. Before that, it was you had to pick ninjas or pirates, and I was a pirate for a long time. But man, ninjas win. Ninjas always win. So You know, sometimes you just got to take sides. Yeah. That debate got so heated they made a game out of it. It might have been a beach volleyball game, but I'm pretty sure there's a Ninjas vs. Pirates game out there. Man, I do not know how I'm going to draw this vampire. I think I'm struggling because I'm trying to make it look very icy. TV. Let's maybe okay, I got it now. I'm going to do something like this. So instead of the high collar, he's going to have a big poofy collar. Underworld came out. Those were all terrible movies. That's not true. I don't know if those were that bad. I watched all of them, so it couldn't have been too terrible. That's a great question. Is that Kate Beckinsale? I don't know. It was just like, what if Matrix but vampires? And it's like, all right, that's fine. Whatever. Just do it. I'm a Bram Stoker fan, even though I cannot listen to that book. It's so slow. But that's your through line right there, you know? Hey, Neo was in that vampire movie. What if we made a vampire Matrix movie? Great idea. Let's do that. And then I was like, oh, what are you doing? What if the vampires and the werewolves were at war, but then they loved each other? And it's like, okay, you know what? Whatever. Here's $40 million. Go make your movie and leave me alone. Pretty sure that's how the... Like, you had me at Blade. Blade was okay, but didn't make any goddamn sense. And then they were like, what if more guns? It's like, yeah. Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, what if... So it's not so much that I hate vampires, but welcome, Lush, by the way. It's just that I lived through a weird part of the world when vampires got a little too popular. I guess pirates did the same thing too. You all know I'm a hipster at heart. Like, I hate things that people like. No, I usually hate things because it's the cool thing. That's what you meant? Okay. Plus, if Castlevania has taught me anything, it's that vampires just not cool people. Was anybody else really, really excited for the Castlevania Netflix cartoon? And then it came out and it was 3 episodes long. And it was just hot garbage. Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of what it felt like. They're like, what if we just broke this up? And I'm like, oh, okay, so there must be like a second half season coming, right? And then the second season was so much worse and had less plot. And I was just like, what is going on? Who made this? The animation is great, but like there is no substance to this whatsoever. Interesting. Okay, so see. I like how there's a transition between like Belmont to Dracula in that situation where the other Belmonts like have a spider sense of like Dracula's been passed. Go. There's a new Dracula in town. Get him. Those games did get a little weird, but oh, they were good. I really liked all the Castlevania games that I've played. Once again, stories, hot garbage. So maybe the TV show had it right. Maybe that's what they were trying to do. Maybe they were like, to stay true to the game, hot garbage story, kick-ass adventure. "'Tis I, never fear. Simon Belmont is here." So good. How much of my life is like Starbomb videos? I'm assuming more than should be. Okay. So we have big poofy coat. Go ahead. Werebore. That was pretty good. Ghosts are basically unstoppable. Anything. What was I watching? I came home from work and Jump Rope was watching, I don't know, some haunted house TV show on Netflix. And and there's a ghost with no face just like choking people out. And I was like, It made me think of that because I was just like, when do ghosts get to decide that they can choke people but not be touched by people? Can you punch a ghost in the face? Yep, Haunting of Bly Manor, that's right. I've only seen like every third episode because Jump Rope just watches them when I'm gone. Okay. Gotcha. That makes sense. Okay, and then I'm gonna put a snowflake on his head because that's all I got. I can't think of anything else to do for this guy. Yeah. Just give him a Santa hat. Yeah, I'm not big into those kind of things. I did watch. Was it Kingdom? Is that what it was? The weird like feudal. I think it was Korea zombie show. At first I was like, this is really stupid, and then I sat down and watched it from like start to finish and I was like, okay, that was really cool. Like coming in halfway was not a good thing, but that ended up being really good, so I was happy with that. Okay, there we go. He's so cold. Blah. He's got like a coffee mug. Just says I heart instead of beans. It's just a blood drop. And also a rapier. I said it. No. I'm pretty sure Castlevania never had a plot other than fight Dracula. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's like, how many people can I hit with my whip chain? Let's find out. Plus, I love the like excessiveness of the monsters, because like the first game you're like walking through and it's like, oh, there's a zombie and a werewolf, and then it's like spectral demon, dragon, skeleton, minotaur, and you're like, what? And they're like, fight 40 of those. It's like 40 of those existed. What the hell's going on here? Castlevania was just bananas. Yeah. Final Fantasy VIII is dead to me. I wrote down prop spider. What was I supposed to draw with the spider? Rat folk. Not prot. It's R-A-T. It looked like P-R-O-T. And I was like, prot tank? Like a protection warrior? Curse you, World of Warcraft. Bleeding into my brain. All right, rat spider. This could be fun. This is going to be nightmare fuel, so if everybody wants to just go away now, that's totally fine. Bam. Welcome back. Oh no. You can quit if you choose. We had that last. I worked at a really shitty restaurant for a long time, and one of the things, there was a really bad flu going around. I want to say 3 years ago, and they basically handed a piece of paper to everybody that says you must wash your hands nonstop every 3 minutes. You cannot come to work if you are showing any signs of sickness. You have to call us and tell us. And then they're like, everybody needs to sign this. Also, if you don't show up to work, you're fired. And it was just like, what? It's like, so you're legally making us say we won't do it, but then you're telling us that if we do it, we're fired. So fuck you guys. And 4 people quit. It was pretty great. And they're like, well, maybe we shouldn't do it that way. It's like, yeah, that's illegal. You can't force us to sign a paper that says we get fired if we follow your rules. It was super stupid. Yeah. So, all of those, just for reference, all of those managers are no longer working there. They are all gone now. So. I quit a while after that, but no one that tried to enforce that works there anymore, which made me really happy when I found out. I was like, yeah, fuck you guys. All right, here we go. Okay, so there's the rat head with the spider eyes, because that needed to be a thing. I could draw, what the hell is it called? A drider? I could draw a drider body. But I kind of want to just draw a spider body. I think this is so much better. Maybe we'll get a little stinger. Even though I know most spiders don't have stingers. And by most, I mean none. I don't think any spiders have stingers. That's exactly what I was thinking. I was thinking of Shelob. Because Shelob had the stinger. And it's just like, wait, what? But she's spider. Oh, Sierra, I can totally make this worse for you if you want. I'm going to draw the spider legs and then give it mouse hands. Oh, that's better? That's better? You don't like the little spindly legs? I am. This is 100% destroy Sierra's psyche day for me for some reason. I blame Blockprime for this, but I'm doing it in a way that is purposefully meant to torture Sierra for no reason. I'm just being cruel, and yeah, it's starting to become cuter than I had anticipated. He's like, hey, I'm a spider. What if I give him, like, little mandibles? Would that make it worse or better? Hello, Bri. Thank you very much. Thank you. I need to add that to my list. I am trying to keep track of both. I'm just going to do 20 push-ups. Screw it. Here we go. Let's see if I can do 20 more push-ups without dying. If I don't come back... You can, actually. 17, 18, 19, 20. I did it! Not dead. Boom. Welcome back. My shoulder's doing something funny, so I'll have to figure that out. Okay, little rat legs. That's gonna do it. There we go. He does need a little rat tail. Maybe instead of the stinger, we just... Now it looks like he's pooping out a... It's a black green. Like... Spider that tried to eat a mouse that was too big. He's just got little weird chest arms. Oh yeah, you know they liked it. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do the coloring a little later. You know, we could do that. I guess we could do the viewer suggestion here, and then I'll probably go back to Twitch and finish that up today. We're gonna do the coloring over there. Okay, I think I've mutilated this enough. I might not have. Oh, the werebore? I did. I wrote that down. I might not have said it, but I did write it down. So. What the hell was that? Gotcha. I think I'm gonna stop with whatever this is. The weird spider. Block Prime, I hope that was okay. I hope that... a shifter shifting. Oh. Okay. You know what? I might be upset about the whole vampire pirate thing because they tried to make them... I'm discovering things about myself. Because they tried to, like, make them look really cool. Does that make sense? Like, there was a huge push for a long time, and the Twilight series didn't help. With, like, vampires are totally cool, and they're good guys. It's like, they're eating people. Like, they're monsters. Let them be monsters. I mean, I don't really care about the whole, like... Underworld made this huge vampire werewolf war thing, but like Bram Stoker was once again werewolves and wolf creatures were subordinates to Dracula. I think that's cool. I liked that. That was fine. But once again, like I grew up on those kind of stories and those things where like American Werewolf in London. What was the boy? It's not The Boys. That's not right. What is it? What am I thinking of? No. Teen Wolf. Yeah, I grew up on Teen Wolf too. Same thing. Never have I ever wanted to surf on top of a car more than after watching that movie. Probably a good thing that I didn't ever do that. Don't stand on cars. Dara, welcome. Thank you. Glad you're enjoying the channel. Gotta draw a werewolf. Point being, I think it goes back to even like all of my videos. Like I really like if you're gonna play a monster, you know. You don't have to rationalize it into a happy thing. And then the same thing happened with Pirates of the Caribbean. Like, oh, it's so cool to be a pirate, but like, they're gross. They're gross and dirty and kind of bad, horrible people. That was the whole point. The main character thought being a pirate was super cool, and turns out Jack Sparrow's a selfish piece of shit. So like, who would have thought? Mind you, super charismatic and, you know. But did you guys ever see Blackbeard's Ghost? God, that's an old movie. That was like 60s? 60s, 70s? No, I think it was Blackbeard's Ghost. It was an Angels in the Outfield situation where, like, this guy discovered an old pirate ghost, and it helps him cheat at football. Yeah, I don't. It's. Look it up. I'm not gonna defend that movie. Is it better than Pirate? Davey. Which one is the third one? That one was pretty good. Like, as they go, not bad. The production quality of those are not bad. Like, they did a really good job, but it's just Disney. Like, it's just Disney. They're always going to make good stuff. Long story short, probably not fun to be a pirate. You know, I like showers. I like not being sunburnt to death. I just thought of the if anybody hasn't seen The Witcher, the Porky the Hedgehog, the were-hedgehog. It's so good. I don't know what they thought like the design should be for that, but hot damn. Sure. Oh, I love it. Oh man. Oh yeah? That's cool. I didn't know that character was in the games. I never played a lot of the Witchers. I watched my friends play them a lot. And so I just kind of got like no story, just haplessly wandering around killing stuff. And I was like, this is cool. I never actually played the games. What am I drawing right now? I am drawing a shifter shifting. So like I'm drawing a werewolf that's halfway between human and wolf. Is what I'm going for right now. Which once again, go ahead. Yeah, they did a good job on that one too. I think that movie was terrible, but it was like they did a really good job on a lot of this stuff. Yeah. But super good. I like those old kind of more horror movies. I think that's more influential on me than a lot of the. They did that, and then they did like the Love Zombie movie. It's like I just want monsters to be monsters, you know. Like I like it. I like the. I don't need to. Oh yeah, sorry. I'm not saying like I want to be the villager with the pitchfork. Let's go kill some monsters. I'm just saying like I like like genies are monsters, right? They like the grim storytells are dark and gritty and scary, and I love them. And you can definitely have a whole story about a vampire who is good. Like, that's fine, but there's a renaissance to make the bad boys look like the heroes, and I'm just like, I don't feel like it's necessary to do that with every single thing that ever existed. Like, sure. I'm probably gonna start with that. Yeah, what was there's a whole like, oh, Lucifer is doing that. You know, it is what it is. Some of those aren't bad. Like, Lucifer's not a bad show. And you can like I said, you can definitely make a good argument for some of these things. Like, you can have a good werewolf. You can have a good vampire that was turned and doesn't want to deal with it. But on a whole, like, oh, all vampires have been totally cool all the time and we're really sexy, we love you. It's like, stop it. Stop what you're doing. I don't like this. I'm so scared. So I don't know. I like the old stuff, and it's good to me. I think it's fine. I don't think we need to say that it can't be changed, but I also don't need to say that it needs to be changed. So yeah, seriously, sunlight equal vampire death. I like it. All right, werebore. We got a werebore. Let's do this. Why is that? Half human, half dragon. Half dragon. Okay. Just so we're aware, the large spiders usually aren't poisonous. Okay. Because what you just described is also the reasons that I don't enjoy people's dogs. Not to me, there's not. Not to me, there's not. Hey, people are like, oh, don't let the spider touch your face. I don't want your dog punching me in the nuts. That's what I want. I want to come over to your house and not have your dog jump up and punch me in the balls. That would be great. I would rather have a spider on my face than dog punching me in the junk. Train your dogs, people. Train your dogs. You're coming with me now. No. I don't know if I've told this. I used to have a friend. Well, I still have the friend. My friend used to have a dog. There we go. This was years and years and years ago. But it was a farm dog, so it didn't really come in the house ever. And anytime we'd go outside, it would just get super excited, and it would jump on them. And it was big enough that it could just jump on top of you and knock you down. And they were like, haha, this is fun. And me being literally the smallest kid in my every class ever, I was always a very tiny kid, this dog would just jump up and crush me and then presume to try to hump the crap out of my legs. And it's like, please get your dog off of me. And they're like, this is funny. And I'm like, this isn't funny. I don't like this. This dog is huge. And then it would it was a pain in the ass. So I just don't like dogs jumping on me. I like dogs. I don't like dogs jumping on me. Spiders. I like spiders. Probably wouldn't like spiders climbing on my face, to be totally honest. I don't remember what boars' faces look like. I think I'm doing too much dog face. A boar face. Oh man, boars are so funny. Squeak. Everything tastes like pig. I think I've offended Lars. I feel like I offended Lars. Yeah, exactly. I have. That giant, like, Doberman laser shark nose thing it's got going on. They just run up to you and you're like, hey, what's going on? Bam! You're like, ow, come on. Why? Or they're tall enough to lick your face. It's like, don't lick my face. Don't lick my face, dog. It's like, hey, what's going on? It's like, stop licking my face. Like, she's like, man. There's some dogs that I've really, really liked in my life that did not do any of that stuff, and they made me so happy. And then there've been dogs that are just like, the instant you show up, they're just like, oh my god, I gotta, it's like, too much energy. Just stop. Sit down for a second. Like, let that just wash over you, and then we can interact, dog. Otherwise, I'm gonna be upset all day. I'm just gonna be here. My sister had a Chihuahua that was obsessed with biting the shit out of everybody. Oh no, it bit her all the time. We're like, you have to fix this dog somehow. Like, there's something wrong with this dog. It was bad. I still have a scar from that dog. Yeah. It was bad. I got my grandmother, the hell was it? A little Dachshund. I really like Dachshunds. I think they're really funny. Little wiener dogs. And yeah, long bodies, little long dogs. We got her one, and I had to be the one that picked it up, and then we drove like 6 hours to give it to her. And so basically, I wasn't driving. I was just taking care of this dog in the backseat of a car for like 6 hours, and it was this little puppy, and it was great. And to this day, every time I see this dog, he sees me. He's like, I know you. And then he just runs off, and it's like, okay. Like, I don't know if you're traumatized or what, but like, he hates everybody except me and my grandmother, but he still refuses to like, well, no, he'll walk up and he'll sniff me, but if anyone else is around, he's just like, not now. And he runs off. And it's just like, you're such a weird, skittish dog. Like, I don't know what is happening here. And then, yeah, he loves the hell out of my grandmother, which is perfect. But he just doesn't like other people. And I'm the only one he tolerates by, like, being, like, passively. Passively, he's like, all right, you're fine, I guess. But everyone else, no one, trust no one. It's like, all right, paranoid dog. Mm-hmm. Oh, no. Skip Cat hates being in the car. Just hates it. So much to the point that I can't put him in a cage or he, like, loses his mind. And so I told the vet this, and I'm like, I don't know what to do, because when I put him in the cage, he just, like, screams and freaks out and tries to get out of the cage, and I'm afraid he's going to hurt himself. But I don't want him just walking around in my car, and I used to have to do 10-hour car rides and bring him with me every couple months. and they're like, well, just drug him. And I'm like, what? And so they gave me cat tranquilizers. They're like, just drug him, like, in his food. When he goes to bed, put him in the crate, drive, and then you'll be fine. So I tried this, and instead of having a quiet cat sleeping on a car ride, I now had a, like, drunk off his ass, just, like, delirious cat in a box going, wow! Like, couldn't even meow properly. And I'm like, this cat is going to explode. And it was the weirdest thing. He just had, he basically had like an acid trip for the 5 hours that I drove him. And then we got to my new apartment, and I put him down, and I took him out of the crate, and he couldn't stand up straight. And he was just like, okay, yep, that's fine. And he just sat down. He's like, I don't know what happened. Fuck that. And then he just went to bed in the middle of the floor. I'm just happy to be out of the car. And I was like, never again am I sedating this cat. That was not a good idea. It was not fun. And but now after that experience, I can put him in the car, not in a carrier, and he will just sit. He'll just sit on the passenger seat like, I hate this, but all right. It's like, this isn't. Yeah, he's like, I will sit here and be quiet, and you will not make the demons chase me, and it'll be fine. Yeah, man, animals are great and terrible. The other thing he'll do is every now and again I do have to like take him to the vet, and he had to get his teeth cleaned, but he's too big and grumpy and doesn't like people touching him, so they have to sedate him when they cleaned his teeth. And so we took him in and they cleaned his teeth, and I get him, and he's half waking up, and he's like, oh hey, cool, okay, you're here, take me home. And I put him in the car, and he's just like, oh, God! Like, sitting by himself just next to me, just like, oh, this is terrible. Screaming and yowling, just like, ah! But he's just sitting in the chair. Like, he's not panicking. He's just, like, yelling at the window. And he's just like, it's so bad! And I get home, and I take him inside, and I set him down. He's like, okay, I'm fine. And then he just goes and eats. And it's like, you are such a drama queen, cat. I don't know what to do with you. I think the last time the vet said to me, they're like, he's too big and he's too strong. We have to sedate him. And I was like, okay. He's a big chunker. How much does he weigh now? I think he weighs. He's been on a diet. He was at 16 pounds, and I think he's down to 14 pounds. And he's still he's only 1 or 2 pounds overweight, but he's big. And then Pixel, on the other hand, is just. When they sedate him, because he had to get some teeth pulled, because he's an orange cat. That happens. He has bad teeth. So they had to take it. We have his teeth cleaned every 6 months or a year, something like that. I don't know. It's through the. But they had to pull a tooth, so they sedated him and drugged him, and I got him home, and he just basically just waddled around the house. He's like, I'm gonna jump on the couch, and I was like, don't do that. Don't try to do that. And it's always really pathetic because the nurses will come out and be like, he's so sweet. And he's just like, help me. I'm so pathetic. And he's the big cat. He's the bigger cat of the two. He does weigh 16 pounds. All right, there's my werebore. Sorry, I've been talking about my cats for the last hour and a half. That was... Yeah, he's like... Yeah, most cats I've had will scoot stuff out of the way, or oh, there's nowhere for me to go. Skip Cat's just well, this stuff's gonna move, and he'll flop onto stuff and just knock it all over. He's like, this is my spot. What up? This is what I do now. What's the magic card? The goddamn cat. I've been watching your videos for D&D campaigns, and I'm wanting to DM, and geez, poor cat. Yeah. Tristan, thanks for watching. Also, I'm assuming that the hog folk you're drawing, and that's turning out really good so far. Yeah, it was a werebore. So, thank you, by the way. I hope your DMing goes well. It's a difficult task, especially to learn. Is that from... What is that from? I was totally thinking of the little pig from Gurren Lagann all of a sudden when I saw that. Not the same thing. Okay. Half Chinese dragon, half person. There's so many things I could do with that. Like we could just make a big noodle and then put a person face on it. That could be fun. Like lots of fluff and horns. Yeah. That. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the opposite though. We'll draw a person. Hot damn. I really dug that show for a while. But unfortunately it was on Fox and I didn't have cable, and so I only ever saw like a few of the episodes. But I really liked that. That was a cool ghost Pokemon type of thing. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give him like really big sideburns here, and then we are gonna go with the horns, like the tree branch horns. Are they cherry blossom horns? I never understood what the... Yeah, are the antlers actually based off of a type of antler? Gotcha. 2021. All right, cool. Did they keep the style? I tried to emulate this art style for a long time when I first saw this. Dope. That looks hella cool. All right. I'm excited for that. I probably won't do the camel nose for for this half dragon, but ooh, we could do some scales. That could be fun. I feel like I've made a who. Yeah, with the giant sideburns, like I've turned it into like a weird. Yeah, you know, it's weird, but it's not terribly done. What was the other? The new Grinch. It's 3D. I can't remember who did it though. Came out last year or the year before. Pretty good. I think they did a good job on that one. Once again, though, they tried to like de-vilify the Grinch, which worked out. I think they did a good job of doing that. But yeah, I don't know if it got as much flack as as the live-action Grinch. I like how you said, like, oh yeah, I like the Grinch, and then someone just left. Like, nope, not my channel, not for me. Not this YouTube channel. Oh, I accidentally closed the YouTube stream. Hold on a second. There we go. A half human, half Chinese. I'm using a world that I spent 4 years writing a story and I wanted to make. I'm not really sure, honestly. Yeah, something weird about it. If you're learning how to DM, I highly suggest getting a small campaign, and seeing how like the starter edition books work, because there's a definite disconnect between like creative writing and what D&D is, because D&D is like a collective improv storytelling device, and so yeah, if you really want to tell a story in D&D, I highly suggest seeing how people write stories for D&D first, and then adapting your work to it, because it's different. It's a little more complicated than just writing a story. You know, I don't think improv is as important as people think it is. I think general acting is good. And really what improv should be doing is getting you comfortable with being silly and being comfortable with, I want to say, comedic styling. And so you can get that a lot of other ways without having to do straight up improv, because I feel like the kind of classic improv prompt system, where it's like everything has to be completely made up and go, is a little misleading, because like, you don't do that in D&D. You generally have a character that you then have to play that character, which once again is more akin to acting. DMs do have a lot more characters to run through, but for the most part, you can plan out a lot without having to. Like I think Mabim Bam, my brother and me, they do a lot more improv comedy, and D&D isn't really like that at all. Like what they're doing is just talking and then letting each other talk, and really that's understanding comedic timing and knowing who you're hanging out with, like, and knowing how those, like what kind of comedy stylings they like and how to set up. So if you really want to get good at D&D, I would say just hang out with the people you're going to play with, and get to know their personalities. So. But yeah, definitely, I would say your first Dungeon Master campaign should not be a story you've been working on for 4 years, because I worry that you will be disappointed with the outcome of it. Yep. Yeah, as soon as session 1 starts and they're like, you know what? Fuck this town. It's like, no, everything happens in this town. Burn it to the ground. It's like, Use the World itself is a good story. Currently, I only have one confirmed player and the campaign, and they really like the world so far. That's cool. That's a great way to do it. And that's more akin to how D&D books are written. It's like, here's a universe, here are the people in it, here's their general what they're doing, and then you can pretty much put any story you want within that environment. So that's a great starting point. So that's good. That's real good. Something they did. I've run Rise of the Rune Lords a few times, and I've never gotten as far as I have with my last group. And the first time I ever ran it, I'm just going to read it out of the book. It'll be great. And the weird thing about doing that is, like, you need to read the whole chapter and the chapter next to see what's going on. Because you get to a point in the first chapter where you're just like, you introduce this character, and then they ask you stuff about it, and you're like, I don't know who the fuck this guy is. And then in the next chapter, you're like, oh, he's the main bad guy. I should have... Shit. like learning all of these things are important, and so that's why, like, knowing where you're going with a story and how you get there are two very different things. But I do like a lot of those books have options for, if they kill this character, do this. And a lot of people won't think about those things, and so they'll make characters that are so pivotal to the story that if you kill them, it's just like, I don't know what to do now. And it's like, yeah, that's fine. So just remember, like, no character and no environment is static. Like, don't let little mishaps of the players doing things you didn't suspect to destroy your story. There's only one, actually, or the exact, yeah. There's only one important town, and it's the starter town because it's a misfit town, and the party's supposed to be a group of misfits. So I'm making the story completely optional. Yeah, that's a good way to do it. That's a good way to do it. Add a little more fluff here. Some scales. Yeah, I say that, I tell that to pretty much everybody that says, because not to belittle what you're doing. I think it's great. Pretty much everybody that says, oh, I want to start being a DM, I have a world already set up. I tell every single one of them, go run a really simple starter campaign. Just go do it. Like, read the book, try it. And it's just the same reason that whenever I have people starting D&D and they're like, oh, I want to play, I generally, like, we're going to do like a one-shot. And then you can decide whether or not you want to keep that character. Because if they've never played before or they've never tried a class before, throwing them into a huge, like, adventure module will inadvertently get to level 3 and then decide, like, I don't like this character. It's like, too bad, we're going to level 20, bitches. And then everyone just stops playing. So yeah, I usually run what I call an introductory goblin campaign, where they all make their characters. They show up at a tavern, and goblins are doing something to that tavern. Like, welcome, Phantom, by the way. Do you want to ignore the characters that has an interesting and fun side quest? Completely optional to ignore. Yeah. I mean, I've had characters completely ignore the main plot points. Like, you can hammer it into them as much as you want. So people are always going to fight you. And that's the thing, though. It's, like I said, it's a group game, and that's the important thing, is that you're all playing together. My favorite was still us having to retcon Kevin the Necromancer just teleporting away from the... That was one of my favorite D&D moments so far. Yeah, I mean, that almost happened. Like, we basically stopped the session, and then we're like, all right, is Kevin off on his own now? Do we start a new campaign? Do we just forget the other characters? Do we follow just those characters and Kevin is dead? Like, what do we do? Like, we had to sit down and talk about it as a group, because that happens. Like, yep, basically, yeah. Do you think negatives in stats are a good or a bad thing? I hope you mean negative modifiers, which I'm going to assume, because if you have negative bonuses, you're dead in most cases. I like them. I think they're fun. I try to have at least one negative. If you do a point-buy system, that usually balances out that way. I think the way Critical Role does it is everybody gets an 18 in something and has to take a 9 in something else. Once again, that works out for most point-buy systems. It is really fun to have a super overpowerful character if everyone in the party has a super overpowered character. And really, that's one of the reasons I play kind of low fantasy games, because I've also played so many high fantasy games. But low fantasy games, I think, are more... generally more interesting. High fantasy games are basically where your character either always hits every time or does massive damage. Yeah. Or both. Yeah, Tristan, I've had good and bad. Hell, what was the last thing? Lars, I hope I'm not going to put you on blast for this, but you put all of the backstory into one character, and then your party accidentally blows them up. Yeah, that's kind of the thing. Like, just because something is optional, it's the thing I see a lot is people will put a lot of time into optional things, and then it won't get through, which is a bummer. And I've done it myself. Like, I usually have pages and pages of content, and it just never gets used. But at the same time, if you have the world built in a way that always exists, there are fun things you can do with it. Like, I usually have a quest board with 2 or 3 side quests that have nothing to do with anything but are really fun. And if they pick them, I make those integral to the story. Like, that's just, the other thing I like doing is I like doing a gated storyline where, everybody meets here, and then there are 3 options. And depending on, like, they don't pick this one, and regardless of which one they picked here, that becomes the prime storyline, but this can still be reintroduced later to it, or this affects the new storyline, and then it's gated again. And you have to pick one. I don't have, like, this will lead this way, this will lead this way, this will lead this way. They all lead to the same path, but this changes the story, like, depending on which one they choose. So every time they choose something, this option is no longer available, but the main storyline is affected and added to by these choices. So I usually have like a huge plot point, like I need to get to this point, and then how they get there changes. I only plan one step ahead, so that every time they get to this new point, they can choose their path of how they get there. Because if I try to plan too much of it in advance, they break it here, and now you can't get to the rest of that storyline. That was kind of convoluted, but overarching goals, very, very simple choices that then progress the story without you planning ahead for it. Dragon Halfling. Gotcha. Luke asked. No, I think that's a good way to do it. Yeah, I mean, I am a big fan of. I'm a big fan of instead of like, okay, here's what all 5 of you are going to be doing. I'll generally start them off with, all right, everybody pick a profession, and now you're all going to this fair. Like, that's where the campaign will start. So you're all in the same area, and you all have your own objectives, and you kind of. I like giving those little tiny backstory pushes, but I still let them choose it. And then that influences their characters moving forward, because it's like, I'm a really good chef. I'm going to do this. It's like, cool. But I also like the bar. I'm totally fine with a bar start where everybody just meets in a tavern and like something happens. Call of the Adventure is fun. Luke asked, I was asking more about racial ability score negatives, but also good to know. With racial negatives, I am a big fan of that, because I mean, the old D&D and the Pathfinder system were big on balancing. So, like, everyone could have a +2 stat bonus. If you wanted more than that, you had to take negatives, or you lose racial traits. And there's an RP system in racial point system in Pathfinder, and I think 3.5 had this as well, that allowed you to kind of build and pick those things. But 5e has very much tried to make everybody just get a +2 to something, and then if they want it to be more of a fantastical, higher fantasy race, they'll give them +2, +1 to something. I think, and Tosh is now basically is rebuilding the RP system, where you just kind of pick and choose what you want from those things, and I think that's really good for people that want to customize a race and customize a character. I kind of let that stuff happen anyways. Like, so the way Tosh's is built out is basically how my homebrew rules have worked for years. I'm an orc. I get -2 to int because I fighter, but I was raised by wizards, so I should not have that negative. And it's like, that's fair, cool, but you're going to take a -to your strength because you spent all of your time reading. Like, that's how that's how the trade-offs should work, right? Like you lose and gain bonuses based on your decisions. Pathfinder or D&D 5e really tried to stay away from that negative balancing, and it's just like pick a bonus. Everybody gets to pick a bonus. And that's fine. That's one way to do it. Like World of Warcraft does it that way. They're always, and League of Legends, they're always powering everyone up instead of trying to knock people down. And that's a fair way to do it. It has gotten out of hand in the past. Like because of all the customization you can do with it, you can really, really min-max something into oblivion. And there have been a lot of people that I've played with that like they're really into that. They really love the min-max of it until they have, a Cavalier that one-shots dragons. And it's like, that's fun, but not if everyone else in the party is, having negative stats. So it's just the way you gotta do it. Actually, that converse player that I have in my D&D community is actually a friend I did one-shot with. That's a good way to do it, yeah. The first time I ever played D&D with someone that wasn't, like, my friend, he introduced me to 4th. That sounded weird. I'd played D&D when I was younger with my friends, and we played it very poorly. We just, basically told stories to each other. But then when I was in college, and one of my roommates was like, "You've never played 4th edition? We should just play D&D." I'm like, we're just two dudes. And he's like, "It'll be fine." And so he ran a one-shot with me, and he just had me fight a bunch of goblins. And it was great, and I still use that to this day, because I think it was a great way to introduce people. So, Zach, if you're listening, thanks, buddy. Also, I want my Hero Quest figures back. I want the back, damn it. So, anywho, what time is it here? It's 11:30. I think I'm going to switch over to Twitch. I think that was the last suggestion, the Half Dragon. I'm going to hop over to Twitch and... Oh, wait, what's this? I missed this. I just finished drawing my D&D NPC who's a skeleton bard. Nice. He's interested in Sherlock style as side quests. Okay, gotcha. Sorry, I missed that one, Tristan. Goliath Paladin, that sounds pretty good. Kobold Rogue, super good. Yeah, two very good choices for those races. I like it. I'm going to switch over to Twitch. I'm going to finish up the art piece I was working on yesterday, which is right here. So I'm going to go ahead and get this colored. If you want to check out, hang out with me over there, you're welcome to. I'll put a link in the Discord. Otherwise, it's just twitch.tv/Rookzer0. I'm going to hop over there, do some painting. Excuse me. I need a drink before we do that. Yeah, thanks again, everybody. We'll catch you in a little bit. Remember, keep your dice on the table. Stay happy, stay healthy, and tomorrow we will be doing a Patreon game. So that will be fun. I'll probably be posting that on the Discord. So if you're not a member of the Discord, hop into that, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.